Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Trusted Data Summit 2024. It's my privilege to introduce the driving force behind Datagaps, our CEO and founder Narendar Yalamanchilli. With a vision for trusted data and innovation, he will deliver the opening remarks to set the stage for today's event. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Narendar Yalamanchilli.
Thank you, Pooja. Hi everyone, welcome again to the Trusted Data Summit. This is our second year we are doing this summit, and we had a lot of success last year, and then this is really glad that you all could make it. We have over 1,300 attendees this year, coming from over 20 countries, and we have a great lineup of sessions and over 10 plus speakers today. Some of these speakers, shown here, and it starts with our keynote speaker, Dr. Ramey from Drexel University. His session is going to be on decision making and how biases influences the data-driven decision making. Really looking forward to that. And then we have sessions from our partners and customers as well. Some of these topics range from how data quality can be achieved, what are the foundation for data quality, how automation of testing and ETL and BI testing automation can be achieved, and our customers are going to share some of their experiences on how they automated their BI and analytics testing, as well as achieved consistent model performance, AI model performance by automating their data testing. I'm also looking forward to a session on the agentic AI and the role of agentic AI in automating the testing, use of AI in testing, automation of and data quality, achieving data quality, and that is going to be a futuristic session and with some demos already. So I'm looking forward to that, and I really thank the presenters to share all these insights, and this is going to help us foster a culture of innovation and achieve trusted data. So data is the lifeblood of all enterprises, modern enterprises today, and every company is trying to transform itself from a data-driven company to a AI-driven, AI-powered company. But as we all know, the path from raw data to insightful data insights and AI is fraught with a lot of challenges, and the purpose of today's summit is to explore the how we can convert these challenges into opportunities and foster innovation and culture of trust. And so I'll just in this session I'll just touch on some of the challenges that we face and modern enterprises face. Why it is so difficult to achieve trusted data. So this slide shows a few of the aspects or challenges that are go beyond in a typical data ops or pipeline environment, that go beyond your traditional ETL and BI tools that are used to achieve your objectives. There are several aspects. For example, data profiling has to be done when data is getting ingested from at the point of ingestion, so that you track bad data is not coming into your enterprise. And you have to perform data quality monitoring. It could be data quality rules to identify bad data. And as data moves across your enterprise, you have to perform data reconciliation, so to verify that data is not getting missed out or dropped out. And observability can be used to identify anomalies in your data, so that some things based on the anomalies you can get alerts and then identify trends in your data that are not for example, there is a schema drift, and then that schema drift causes things at a later point to fail. Similarly, lineage is used to identify what when you're looking at data, what is the lineage, where is it coming, and things like that. When you look at the QA environment, for example, you are doing transformation testing or ETL testing, and you are doing analytics testing. So unless you automate your DevOps pipeline with automated testing, you cannot trust that the changes you are pushing as part of your DevOps pipeline is fully tested and performing the right transformation. With the data security requirements, you have to manage test data management, and last but not the least, the AI model testing and validation has to be performed as well on an ongoing basis. So these are some of the aspects. Now, how do we, enterprises are now tasked with, tackling all these challenges, and then they have two options: buy a product versus build a framework to do these things. So obviously, if you build a framework, it's then you have to stuck maintaining the framework. Buying the product, again, the problem is there is no, often they end up buying multiple products, and they are stuck with integration challenges between these products. So that is one of the reasons why, from a tooling standpoint, the enterprises are struggling with achieving trusted data. And again, at Datagaps, our mission is to empower companies with trustworthy data analytics, trustworthy analytics and AI, and we do this using our DataOps suite, a unified platform. So what our goal has been to integrate to have one suite of products that perform all these challenges, or solve all these challenges for you, using single suite of products, so that you don't have those integration challenges. But beyond tooling, what about the human element, like how many testers and data analysts are needed to automate, perform and achieve this data quality? So that is where our next one of the session today is going to be focusing on that as well. But the AI, Gen AI comes into play there. So the agents are going to be the next paradigm that is going to automate some of these mundane tasks that humans are doing today. For example, test creation, test monitoring, healing of your test cases, as well as monitoring of your data quality and remediation of the data quality as well. So we have some of these agents already integrated in our toolset, but again, there's a lot more development and enhancements going on here to achieve something what we call autonomous DataOps. So I'll focus on one problem area, just something to spotlight on this one, so that we set some food for thought. So we have already seen a lot of webinars and things like that on how to automate the ETL testing, BA testing and all. But I want to focus on the LLM testing now. So LLM hallucination aspect. So hallucination is when a Gen AI answers a question confidently but tells you a wrong answer. So in a recent Databricks survey, 85% they found that 85% of the Gen AI use cases have not made it into production. So everyone wants to use Gen AI. It could be for reporting, could be agentic AI to automate some of the mundane tasks, or other purposes. But for example, let's take a reporting use case for LLM. As an end user, I want to ask a question on my enterprise data and get an answer to that, right? So, but can I trust the insights that are provided by this LLM? So that's a big question, right? Hallucination could be happening, and even if the hallucination happens 5% of the time and 95% of the time the answers are correct, is it still useful for me? Like if I have that element of doubt in the answer that the Gen AI is giving to me on my enterprise data, can I still trust those insights, right? So that is where I feel like there is new types of testing that is going to come into play, which is for example the LLM testing. Here I have an example where I have a prompt where I am asking a question to my fine-tuned LLM, and I have a Power BI report, which is our traditional reporting platform per se, and that has a trusted you can trust. You probably have been using a Power BI report for a long time, and then you trust the insights in that Power BI report. So we can compare these two on an ongoing basis and monitor and verify that the LLM is not hallucinating. So this could be here in this example, I have a Power BI report, but it could be along the same lines as SQL query against the database. So this is an example where you are validating your LLM against your trusted models, trusted data sources, trusted insights to validate that the LLM is not hallucinating. So just one aspect of what I think we are going to be looking at in the next year. So I thought I wanted to bring that up. So again, today's session, back to our sessions today, we have a great lineup of sessions. They are broadly into two themes. One is in the end, Gen AI-driven data quality monitoring, which is focuses on end-to-end data quality monitoring and reconciliation in our production pipelines, starting from the point of ingestion to all the way to the analytics and AI. The other track is about data analytics testing automation. This obviously on the QA and dev environments, how to automate your ETL pipelines and analytics development efforts as part of your DevOps pipelines. We are going to start with our keynote at 11:20 a.m. Again, the keynote is from Dr. Ramey, and it's going to focus on the biases, how biases influence data-driven decisions. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I thank all of you for joining this session, this summit, and looking forward to learn a lot of things today. Thank you.